They are best reserved as desserts. A dessert is delicious. After having the main course, that's when that one is served. That is what sex should be taken as in a relationship, as desserts, not as appetizer. Hello guys. What's up? Hope you're having a great day. I really don't know what to say about my day because it doesn't feel so great. Like, I've been in pain, so I've been having a really moody day. I don't know. I've been having this persistent back pain for some days now, and I don't know how to deal with it. It's my lower back and mid back. So if you know how to deal with it, please just leave your recommendations in the comment section. I'd really appreciate it. I know some people will be like, oh, so why are you shooting then? Oh well, this brings me joy for one, and I actually promise that I'm going to be a lot more consistent this year onwards. So I think I just have to forget about everything that I'm feeling and do what I have to do. And the passion is also greater than the pain. Yeah. Okay, so let's just get right into why we are here today. Today we're going to be talking about dating. Dating in the 21st century, dating in 2021. Things have got to change, yes. So if you have been thinking of how to date right, if you have been thinking of how to get your dating life straight, I would encourage you to see this video till the end. Also encourage your friends to come on in and watch this video. There's just so much insight here, and I'm glad to be sharing it with you. So in this video, we're going to be looking at what dating is, the dating trend, and what dating should be. So I'll start with trying to define what dating is. So dating is that point in a relationship between two people where they are assessing each other to know if they are suitable for each other to be in an intimate relationship. It's almost like courtship. Courtship is that stage in a relationship where you're assessing each other for marriage. There are different stages in dating. We have the initial meeting where you actually get to meet yourself for the first time and there is an attraction. The second stage is the curiosity, the interest, and infatuation. At this point, you get to know what you guys like, what interests you, and it's that stage that is usually very fanatical. I think that's the word, where the infatuation plays in really strongly. The third stage in dating is the enlightenment and becoming a couple. Sometimes the disappointment also sets in. At this point, I think they say this is the point where people will say we had our first fight, where you're disappointed in something that your partner has done or did not do. And the last but not the least stage is the commitment stage. Commitment or engagement stage into marriage. Yeah. So these are the stages in dating. Dating trend in the 21st century. For me, I would say 90% of men date for sexual relief. Or should I make it 80%? Just to give credit to a good percentage of men. They actually date for sexual relief. And 90% of women actually date to find their soulmate. That is in my own perception, and I believe it is true actually. Right from secondary school or high school people already start developing this soft spot for each other. I mean, these days it even extends to primary school. You know, people begin to feel this soft spot for themselves, and they begin to call themselves boyfriend and girlfriend, and they begin to do what mommy and daddy are supposed to be doing, you know. And it's almost normal, you know. I mean, you come to social media now and you see a lot of teenagers expressing their love shamelessly for each other on social media, you know. And most of them are even pregnant for their boyfriends, and they are proudly showcasing it like they don't care. And it makes me wonder if their parents are actually, if they are still under the control of their parents, you know. That's another topic for another day. The dating trend in the 21st century has actually moved away from two people coming together to actually get to know themselves, you know, to actually get to assess their compatibility before they get intimate. It has actually moved away from that. These days, people just meet 1 week, 2 weeks, they're already in love, and when people tell you they're in love, it means that they're sleeping together and they're getting to know each other's bodies deeply, you know. And then with the slightest provocation, you begin to see everything the person is not. You begin to see all the person's flaws, and the next thing, they want to break out of it. Outside the sex, what more do we have to give each other? It has moved away from that. People just jump into bed so quickly and term it that we are dating. Then when someone sexier or someone hotter walks by, you begin to have double mind. You begin to see the flaws and everything wrong with this other person. And the cycle goes on and on like that until you actually get to that point, mostly for ladies, you actually get to that point in your life where you have to advise yourself that this is not the best way. I mean, how many people do I want to keep doing this with before I actually find a man for me? For men, I'm not sure the cycle ever changes until he becomes born again. Sincerely, you know, and it's such a sad thing. It's such a sad thing because we have a generation of young people coming up and seeing all these things, both in movies and all of that, and living it out in their real lives, and it's causing them more harm than good. One time I saw one post online of a 16-year-old girl or thereabout pregnant for a 17-year-old guy, you know, carrying such a responsibility. And the thing about it is that they didn't seem sad. You know, they didn't seem sad. They actually seemed happy, like they know what they are doing. But the thing about this thing is that you are actually getting this kind of serious engagement with someone and responsibility with someone that is still young, that has not even figured out his life or her life. And you guys are getting into that kind of responsibility, creating a kind of responsibility for yourself. At the age of 27, at the age of 28, at the age of 30, you are a whole lot different person from who you were at the age of 16. And your tastes at that age actually changes. And that person that you actually felt like you were in love with at that age may not even be the right person for you, for who you will become, for who you become at a later age. How can you even know who suits you when you haven't even discovered who you are? This leads me into what dating should then be. Many counselors would advise that one should start dating at the age of 25 for the ladies, and for the men at the age of 27. That is like the average best age to actually start dating. At the age of 25 for ladies, at the age of 27 for the men. Because at this age, it is expected that you have recognized all that you are about. You have studied yourself. You know where you are going in life. You know what you want for your life. And then you also know the kind of partner that will fit that kind of life that you want for yourself. As you said, dating is that time when you get to assess your partner, to know who's compatible, to know if you guys are compatible or not. And this compatibility runs across your spirituality, emotional, mental, intellectual standards. If you fit, you take your relationship to the next level of commitment. If you guys don't fit, you kukuma end the relationship and save yourself time and heartache, because a lot of hearts are broken because of this trend, because of this dating trend. A lot of hearts are being broken. So many things go wrong because people are dating wrongly. So many things go wrong. The list is endless. Unwanted pregnancies, abortion, wrong marriages. That's why there's so much divorce everywhere. Even in Africa, it's increasing every day. People are getting divorced. People are not even getting properly married again. You're just gonna do something on your head just so that we will fit born the pikin well, so that the pikin go fit get surname. A lot of modern culture activists or whatever would argue against what I am saying, because it is modern culture to actually taste out the body. It's modern culture to actually taste out the body of who you actually are dating or you hope to get married to. It's modern culture, both on the male and female side. It's not just for the men. I mean, girls these days will tell you they have to know if the man is able to perform. If you know how he can perform, and he can perform very well, and at the end of the day, after performing very well in the bed, outside the bed he's not performing well, uncle. This bed performance is something that can be learned, though. It's something that you can teach your partner. These things are meant to be reserved last or least in a relationship, in dating. They are best reserved as desserts. A dessert is delicious. After having the main course, that's when that one is served. That is what sex should be taken as in a relationship, as desserts, not as appetizer. It is wrong, so wrong. Some people will even argue with you. How can you buy a car that you have not test driven? My dear young ladies, you're not a car. First off, you are not a car. And secondly, not be every kind car you dey drive before you pay for them. That is just the truth. It's not every kind of car that you say you want to test drive this car before you buy the car. Is a lie. There are some cars that their standards are known, their quality is known. See, you know that if you're buying this car, you're buying value. There's no way the person where they sell am no go give you, may you go test drive and come back. You will have to pay for it and carry it and go and enjoy. And ladies, that's the kind of value you should place on yourself. Save the sex for last. That's the last thing that should come up in your dating relationship. Dating is a time for assessing yourselves. Dating is a time for getting to know yourselves, for getting to know your values better, for getting to know if you guys fit. That is what that time for dating is set for. So don't allow any man manipulate you otherwise, because so many of them come with this so many of them come with guilt and pity. They try to make you feel guilty or make you feel pity for them, that they are feeling pain here or there, those kind of things. they try to instigate pity from you so that you do what you're not supposed to do. And the other one is not your problem. It is not your problem at all. To any man that is not your husband, it is not your responsibility to relieve him of whatever sexual pain he's feeling. It's not your responsibility. So don't allow them to get all up in your head because of that. And most times there's this fear that you're actually going to lose this person if you don't do what they want of you. There's actually this fear of, he's going to leave me if I don't give to him. He's going to go out there to get someone else to give to him. Even if you give it to him, he's still going to go out. That's just the truth. even if you give it to him, he's still going to go out there. So don't even try to get yourself thinking, I'm going to do this because I want to keep him. You cannot keep him. So just let him go. Let him sort himself out. Hold your standards. Hold yourself together. And wait for that man that is actually going to follow due process to have you. When a serious-minded man comes, you will know. Because figuring out your body is not going to be top on his list. He's going to try to figure out your character. He's going to try to figure out your personality. And of course, being a man, he's going to press your sexual buttons once in a while. He's going to press your buttons. But it's up to you as the lady to hold the fort and let him do the necessary things before you engage in anything sexual with him. I'm not saying sex is a prize or anything like that. No. I'm not saying you set it all out as before you sleep with me, you have to be married to me. Yes, that is one condition. But then maintain a level of friendship. Maintain a level of friendship and set your boundaries. You know what you're to do with him and what you're not to do with him until he earns it. This is not setting your standards too high. It is just you living life the way life is meant to be lived. Our mentalities have been so polluted that we don't even know what is right from wrong again. Now some people will ask, so what would I be doing with my life from when I am from puberty to age 25 or 27 or 28? There's so much to be doing with your life, my sister. There's so much to be doing with your life. First of all, you have school to go to and to go through. Focus on it. Because all these boyfriend, girlfriend things, the kind of distraction they bring in school, oh my God. I was a victim. I was heavily distracted. And the end result was very pathetic. It's only by the grace of God that the kind of harm that distraction caused in my life, the kind of harm it brought is not a very devastating one that I could not recover from. It brings a whole lot of distraction. You find yourself thinking about someone when you should be reading. You find yourself fantasizing on what you would actually be doing next, how you actually want to look so great to go see this person. If you happen to be in the same school, you'll find yourself trying to put up the best appearance you can put up, because there will always be the big girls in school now. You find yourself having to worry about those girls that are throwing themselves at this guy that is supposed to be your boyfriend. And some guys just know how to be really naughty. So there's just so much you can be doing between that age of puberty to the age of marriage. There's so much to be doing. Focus on your academics. When you're done with that, you go for your youth service. Acquire a skill along the way as you're doing all of them. That energy, that extra time you may feel you have to spend. Maybe you feel like I've studied too much, yet I still have so much time on my hands. Use it to acquire a skill. Baking. It's something that can put money in your pockets when you're in school, because you have people doing birthdays. Makeup. You have people wanting to do photo shoots. So acquire this kind of skills even while you're still in school and pursuing your degree, and make yourself some extra income. I'm so proud of young ladies who are out there doing so much. I didn't have this kind of knowledge when I was in school. I wish I did. I'll probably be a fucking billionaire by now. You know? So that is why I'm actually committing myself and my time to making this kind of videos to actually help the younger generation, because there's so much misconception out there. So what should you be doing at this time? Develop yourself. Build a strong character. Because there are lots of people out there that don't have good characters, but yet they are keeping themselves. So when that man even comes and he's assessing, when a serious-minded man comes and he's actually assessing your personality and your character, he sees you don't even have a good character. And then it becomes distasteful to him. He's not even interested in getting to even know the body. Spend quality time building your character, building yourself, adding value to yourself. Get a degree, acquire a skill. Just be doing things that are adding to your life. Build your spiritual life. Because life is a lot more spiritual than physical. And the kind of grounding you have in your spiritual life is going to determine the kind of wins you make in your physical life. Develop a very solid spiritual life. It will help you. It will go a long way in helping you in this life. Because we're living in a time and in a world that is lost in time. We don't even know what is right and what is wrong. It is what the media is showing us that people copy now, and it's so wrong. Apart from a very few people who still hold on to the word of God and try to pick the good things from it and apply it to their lives. Because what we see out there is pure BS. Everything is just so wrong. They're teaching us everything so wrong. They're teaching us that it's okay to fall in love at first sight and then just become so sexual and intimate. And then there's nothing wrong with it. And that if that person breaks up with you, you can move on to the next person. That's what they show us. You can move on to the next person unapologetically, giving your body out just like that. A body that is meant to be precious, is meant to be priceless. So in that time of waiting, develop yourself to be the best version of yourself, and your odds get better. The kind of man that will come for you is that kind of man that will fit the standard that you have placed yourself in. But when you start so early in life, you don't even know who this person that you're starting with, you don't even know who he's going to be tomorrow. You don't even know the vision he has for his own life. I don't know if you get my point. You don't know the vision he has for his own life. You go just follow and they go. At the end of the day, maybe your life is going to be so much higher than his own, and because he sees you're going to be so much higher than him, he will want to pull you down. So develop a really close relationship with God, because he's the only one that can help you get to your target in good time. You won't have wasted so much time of your life doing the wrong things. You'll always be doing the right thing at the right time. So develop a close relationship with God so that you can hear him when he's directing you and what he's directing you to do. So many people are going to disagree with what I'm saying. So many modern ideologies are going to disagree with what I'm saying. But I assure you that if you want to start dating right, start at the right age. These feelings that we have, they're very natural. They are very natural. From as long as you've entered puberty, you will begin to feel those things for the opposite sex. So it is for you to understand that these feelings are normal. But just because you're feeling them doesn't mean you should act upon them. But if you want to see the best for your life, take these advices and apply them to your life. They will help you a lot. The bottom line of what I should be doing while I am waiting is developing myself, building a life for myself, and developing a really close relationship with God. Only that way will you be able to reach your goals and targets a lot quicker, and it will help you sieve unserious men. If you follow the tips on the way dating should be, it will help you sieve a lot of unserious men out of your life. It will help. See, any man that is not ready to be serious with you will just go away, because you're not saying what he wants to hear, and you're not giving him what he wants. So he will just go away. A serious-minded person will stay. And if at all it doesn't work out with that serious-minded person, because not all relationships lead to marriage, and if at all it does not work with that serious-minded person, you find that you have a valuable friend. You find that you have a valuable friend, and that person will also value you. People also argue that it's not possible for a man to stay without sexual relation, I can't really say much about that because I'm not a man. I don't know how they feel. I have never experienced it, and I can never understand it, no matter how hard I try. I can never. I have a lot of male friends, and when I talk to them about stuff like this, about abstinence until marriage, they're like, I won't understand. And truly, I don't understand. So I can't really speak for the men, but I do hope that a man who has actually lived this will come out to talk to the men. I'm actually talking to the ladies, because it is possible for a lady to stay. It is possible, except, you know, there are some people that are really exposed to sex very early in their life. Probably they were probably abused quite early in their lives. Do you understand? So some of them actually grow up to having this addiction to it. That one is a different thing on its own. But for a normal, sound young girl, young lady, it is possible for you to stay. It is possible for us to stay without sex. It is. So just try it. Give it a trial. You'll see how refreshed your life will be. And you'll see how there won't be so much toxicity in your life. Like, your life will just be so simple and refreshed and fresh. So give this new dating standard a trial and come back here to testify. Now, I know that there are going to be so many ladies out here who have lived by these standards, and it has been very rewarding for them. I really wish you guys would leave your testimonies and life and your own advices in the comment section, so that more people will be encouraged and more people will know that this actually works and is actually beneficial to them. And so, ladies, thank you so much for being with me here today. Thank you for joining me. I hope I really spoke something worth the while for you. Remain focused, keep your eye on the goal, keep your eye on the ball, and remember, you do not owe any man any sexual relief that is not your husband. It's only your husband that you owe that. Okay, so save it all up so that when he comes, you go spoil him. You will spoil him, and you guys will have so much fun discovering your bodies. You guys will have so much fun teaching each other how to please yourselves. Thank you so much for watching. It's your girl, Francess Otti. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, take the time to just click the subscribe button. I have so much I want to share with you guys. I cannot enjoy all this knowledge alone. And I also want you guys to be here so that you also share your own knowledge. Okay? Let's build each other up. Let's empower each other. Let's encourage each other, because there are actually people out there trying to live right, but their environment is really toxic. They cannot really thrive in it. So videos like this actually help to encourage them. So slide into the comment section below and leave your own advice, encouragements, and testimonies. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers!